Hi, thank you for coming out. I was asked to come out to let you guys know about Pinecrest Virtual. My name is Kristen Serrano. I was a former teacher, then school counselor at Pinecrest Cadence. Now I am the director and then also school counselor for Pinecrest Virtual, so I kind of moved over. We are housed at Pinecrest Academy Cadence, so that's our home campus for a lot of events and things like that, which I'll get into. This is our third year, so we do enroll up to 12th grade this year. So we started with 6th through 10th, and now we are 6th through 12th this school year. We always like to start with our mission and vision. This is for the Pinecrest system. So our mission is to make sure our students are prepared for college and career. So we are a rigorous program. It's not an easy virtual school. So we do offer those courses that do prepare our students to go on to college. And then our vision is that our students will continue to perform at the highest level on all academic measures. Pinecrestvirtual.org is a good stopping point for everything. So if you have questions, you can go there. If you need to find my email, I am on there with the under faculty. So this is just kind of a one-stop shop for any questions that you might have after today. There is a difference between our school. We are the only asynchronous virtual school, which means that our students, it's more of a self-guided program. There are no live sessions. I heard like Odyssey, things like that, where they have to come in person. That is not a requirement for us. Or like Nevada Virtual, where they have to attend live Zoom sessions, kind of like during COVID, where they had to get on with a teacher. So we are different in that sense. Students are working through their program on their own. It's not one-to-one tutoring. We do have teachers available that are Pinecrest Cadence teachers, so they are licensed teachers, so they have office hours. So if your students have questions, they can always log in with them, go through assignments with them, those type of things. Most of the program is automatic grading, and then we do use a third-party system. We use two. Middle school has one, and then high school, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. The other difference is we do have a home base, which is at Pinecrest Cadence. So your students still get to come on our campus. We have a virtual lab, so if they want to come on campus just to get sometimes with their friends. We do have students that were previous Pinecrest Cadence students or something, and they know people on campus. So they can come in, work in the lab, they can go and attend lunch as well while they're on campus. So they kind of get that social aspect as well. We will have our first graduating class, so they will graduate alongside Pinecrest Cadence. And so that's going to be exciting this year. We still do award ceremonies, so they get that in-person type of feel. Those are not requirements, but it's awesome. They can participate in other athletics if they choose to, extracurricular activities. They're able to join alongside Pinecrest Cadence as well, if they like to go to school dances, things like that. The only in-person requirement for Pinecrest Virtual is state testing. Unfortunately, we can't do that online. So for like SBACs, if you're in high school, ACTs, those type of things, they do have to come in person for those testing.
Do they still like get the kids ready for those tests?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have like, for SBACs, we'll try to do a boot camp with them. We do have a blended learning, which I'll show you in there, that also prepares them as well. So for those high stake testing, we do have some preparation there. Because we are an asynchronous school, parents are definitely key into making sure your students are successful. We're constantly emailing and making sure we're staying on top of your student as well. But it's important that you guys kind of play a role, because you guys are with them more than we will be, since we don't have that required Zoom session. Parents can still join our PTO for Pinecrest Cadence, so allowing your virtual student to get involved in our school. You can volunteer and coach. We do have impact meetings every month. So it's a good way for us to get information out to you guys, because we don't see your student face to face. chaperone. The nice thing, again, your students can attend field trips. We'll do virtual field trips for our virtual students only, but your students can attend the ones that we have out of state for Pinecrest Cadence. So they go to like Disneyland, Universal Studios, those things like that. Your students can still participate in things like that as well. We are tuition free. We are still, we are a charter school. Again, we're part of the Pinecrest system. There's free lunch when your student is on campus. They are doing breakfast this year as well, so your students are able to do all that. Again, field trips. We have mentioned that students can participate in dual enrollment, so once they become a junior, they can start taking classes at CSN and essentially make their own schedule in that sense, still be a part of Pinecrest Virtual, but they're earning their college credits at the same time. We're very involved with our community. We do have some CTE options as well for career and technical education, where they can get credentials for that as well. Virtual school, I can't stress communication enough. Please make sure we're checking our emails, all those things, because that's how we communicate, again, because we don't see your student in that manner. There's different platforms, which is on the next slide I'll show you, but I always stress communication with myself, and then I do have TAs. We are a very small staff that's 100% dedicated to Pinecrest Virtual, and so it's just important that we're staying in touch with you guys. Just to kind of give you a layout, again, we are housed at Pinecrest Cadence, which is in Henderson. So the only time that you're required to drive out there if you live kind of far is for in-person testing. Last year we are looking at possibly picking up students for those testing days, because I know sometimes it can be hard. We do try to limit that, and we'll keep them for most of the day, so you're not driving back and forth for just a few hours. The required teacher check-ins, and that's only if you're failing. So if you are, self-motivated and you're doing the things, then you are not required to check in with your teachers. But if you are failing, then we do require that in-person, the online check-in with your teachers. If that's not working, then we would have a meeting with myself or Principal Redden, and then we might require you to come on campus once or twice to get support until you get caught up. Just a few of the things that you'll see for high school. We use Aave or Academica Virtual. That is our third-party platform. And then for middle school, we use StrongMind, and that is through Canvas. So we use two different platforms. StrongMind we piloted last year, and we really like them. So we try to find a program that's best for your students, because they are working on their own and making sure that they're prepared for college and career. For middle school, we use iReady, which is our blended learning program. That is a requirement in their English and math classes. That's part of their grade. So they'll take those diagnostics 3 times a year. That prepares them. It closes any gaps, which is important, again, and because we're not differentiating instruction in person, iReady does that for us. Infinite Campus, we still use Infinite Campus, so we'll report to Infinite Campus. Another thing is attendance. I know it's kind of weird virtually, you'd think you might not have attendance, but your students are required to log into their classes weekly, at least once a week. So to check on their assignments, they might be able to work ahead, which is fine. But Infinite Campus, that's where we'll report your attendance and your grades as well. For high school, you will take CERT diagnostics. This is so you can be prepared for that ACT that you are required to take as a junior. So we use that as our blended learning model as well. The last thing is Paper. Paper is our 24/7 tutoring service, which is free to you guys, which is an awesome program, because again, you don't see your teachers every day. So if it's midnight and you're working on your classes and you have a question, Paper tutoring, it's linked to your Clever. You can just get on, you can take a screenshot of the problem you're working on, you can type back and forth with the tutor. They are licensed tutors. You can share a whiteboard with them to get support on any assignments for any course. So Paper is great. You can look at our course catalog. Again, pinecrestvirtual.org is a good website for you to look at our course catalogs, our electives. We do try to offer electives that coincide with our other campuses, because we do see a lot of crossovers with Pinecrest Virtual and the brick and mortar class schools. So we do try to stay in sync with them, but we can offer a little bit more elective choices than on-person campuses. Just a typical day, you do get 6 classes. 4 of them are your core classes, so your English, your math, your science, and your social studies. And then you have 2 elective choices. For high school, you are required to take a CTE offering unless you are going into dual enrollment. So those are options to look at if you're going into high school. Just the office hours, so I will give you like a printout of the office hours for teachers. So you can again go on there and a recommended schedule to follow. There are pacing guides, although you are virtual and you are asynchronous. We do have a pacing guide, so it keeps you steady for the entire semester. The nice thing is that we don't really give late penalties, but obviously it's easy to kind of get in the hole, so we want to make sure we keep you on track with that pacing. This is the mandatory check-ins. If you are failing or close to failing, we might say, okay, you need to go and check in with your teacher office hours, and those will be required. And then we'll check in once you've gotten caught up on your grades. Maybe it was just a bad couple weeks, then those will be taken back. The only time we would require you to do those check-ins in person and get support in our virtual lab is if you're checking in with your teachers, or maybe you're not and you're not making progress. Then we'll want you to see you on campus just so we can help you. Just a couple quick questions that usually get brought up. Do you have to live in Nevada? Yes, you do. You have to have a residence here in the state of Nevada, or actually Clark County, to attend Pinecrest Virtual. So if you travel a lot, that's fine. I have students that are hanging out in like Ethiopia. As long as their primary residence is in Nevada or in Clark County, then you can attend Pinecrest Virtual. You can move quickly through your courses, so if you're one that like, I just want to get it done, once you take the final exam, so once you work through your courses and take the final exam, we don't give you another course for that semester. We do run consecutively as far as our semesters go based on our school, on Pinecrest in general, but you can work ahead. Your students will have access to dual enrollment, like I said earlier, so in 10th grade your student can apply and then start taking college classes instead of Pinecrest virtual classes and earn some college credits there. There is free lunch when your student is on campus. Typically a course does take a semester. It's a semester course. It's a full course. It's not, again, any easier, but if your student can definitely work ahead or just stay on pace and coast through, that's awesome as well. Your students can attend pep rallies. That was a big one. Like, we want to see the assemblies and things like that. We'll live stream them on our Facebook and things like that, but if you do want to come on campus to attend, the pep rallies for football games and things like that, you're more than welcome to come on to our campus for those things. You can also do other activities. I know Pinecrest Cadence might be far for some of you, so we are in sync right now with Pinecrest Sloan Canyon. So if you live closer to Sloan Canyon campus, they do allow you to attend their like clubs and things like that. You just have to go through me, and then I'll reach out to that club advisor. So that's nice. So if you are at a different or closer to a different campus, then you can participate in their sports and clubs instead. I'm sorry, not their sports, their clubs and things like that. A lot of students ask if they can go back in person. So if you already are a Pinecrest student at any of our campus and they decide, okay, this virtual is just not working for me, which I understand, and they want to go back on campus, they are giving up their seat at their home campus, so they would need to reapply to get back into that school. If they are at a CCSD school, then they would just re-enroll at that CCSD school and then withdraw from us. But you do get transfer priority. Your students can attend the field trips. We are NIAA approved. That is if we are, if we have that sport. So one of the questions, I'll go to that page, was, do you have to play for Pinecrest Cadence because I play at my zone school, I play soccer at my zone school? We do not offer soccer at Pinecrest Cadence. If we did, then your student would have to play for our school for the NIA rules, but we do not offer soccer, so your student can play at their zone school. If they play for a club, and then that doesn't pertain to us. If they wanna play, for example, track, we do have track, so then they would have to play for Pinecrest Cadence. Computers, are computers provided? Yes. So you can use your own device. I am a Mac person through and through. If you try to give me a Chromebook, I can't function. So you're more than welcome to use your own device, but if you need a computer, we would get you one. Our first day is August 8th, but we are doing orientation August 6th, so that's when they'll get their Chromebooks and things like that. Additional cost, we are a free public charter school, so there are no additional costs unless your students are participating in like a field trip. Those things obviously are at a cost to you. There is a technology fee that's applied at the beginning of the year, and I think it's like just $10 for us to maintain the computers and things like that. Outside of that, there are no additional costs for you to attend Pinecrest virtual because we are a free charter. That's pretty much it. I hope I answered most of your questions. Oh, dance and band, because those classes are taken during the day, they cannot participate in band or dance unless it's like an after-school club or something like that, because those are for in-person, and those classes are conducted in person during the day. Okay. That's it for me, so I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have for Pinecrest Virtual. I know I covered a lot of information. Hopefully it helps you make any decisions that you need going forward. I'm very transparent, so if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll definitely answer you truthfully, because I know making a decision to put your kids in a virtual program is a tough choice, so happy to answer any questions. You guys are easy.
Good questions. I answered most of it. I think I can't think of anything else.
And I'm pretty much a go-to, so again, if you go to pinecrestvirtual.org, if you go under faculty, I'm pretty much the go-to for the school. So if you have any questions after today, if you get home and you're thinking about it and want to know how we differ from other virtual schools, happy to guide you through that. I'm pretty versed in what other schools offer that might be better or beneficial to your student than ours might be, but happy to answer those questions.
Kristen, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.
We appreciate you being here.